Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris, and I'm here to talk to you about the use of AI in K-12 schools. Now, this topic is more so just to see if it's more of a debatable topic to see if it's something that maybe it's right for you, right for your kids, or possible future kids. So a little bit about me. I am a dad of three. I do have kids in school. A little bit. About my background, though, is I went through school before AI was available to me, right? So it wasn't something that I really had to deal with or struggle with in a school setting. So currently, it is a very useful tool in certain situations, such as making professional emails, things like that. But today's topic really is just to kind of weigh some of the ideas of using it, right? So K through 12. 30% of K through 12 students use AI tools at least once per day. So that can be a good thing. That can be a little alarming depending on how it's used, right? The word integrity comes to mind when we think about using AI. AI, it takes the thinking away from us and thinks for us. So this is something as a parent we think about, and even as an educator, it's if we use AI to do our thinking for us, what are we really learning going to school? What are our children learning going to school, right? And this is, of course, we're talking through K through 12. This is receiving a good education. It's about knowing how to do things and using conveniency and tools later, right? As learning the correct skills the first time. It's hard to receive a good education when AI does all the thinking for you. This kind of comes down to critical thinking. Critical thinking is very important because it's the ability to analyze, evaluate, and create rather than just recall information. So, when you have a basic task and then you have to transition that into something like a picture, right? AI can do that, right? To some extent, if you give it certain parameters, but we lose that ability, or our children lose that ability to critically think if AI gives them all the answers. And that goes into creativity, having to put thoughts on paper, whether that's pictures or information. An example would be Bob Ross, right? Bob Ross, everybody knows, is the infamous painter that would paint happy trees and did great canvas paintings. And during his time, if he was able to use AI, I don't think he would, but our children won't be able to have the ability to critically think if they use AI in a way that thinks for them. So on the other hand, one of the things that is highly important for educators, I know for faculty and staff, I'm sure this is an incredibly useful tool. It's maybe great assignments, use a master key, things like that, to make your work life a little simpler. So in that aspect, it can be very, very beneficial. And we're talking about just in general usage of K through 12 of AI being used in schools. Like what extent are we going to use it? Is this going to be into the extent where we just throw ChatGPT we throw ChatGPT up on a screen and let everybody figure it out, like so ChatGPT, right? So it's very accessible. We can do it. We can access this on our phones. We can access this on our laptops, tablets, what have you. Nicer schools, I know they're having a lot of tablet usage for their staff and faculty. So it's just something to think about. Is are we using AI for the right use, right? Do we have the ability to continuously use AI in a positive way that doesn't negate the education or the learning that children need to learn, right? To learn the basics. It's like currently going to college, and that's a good parallel example is going to college. It's as you take your math classes, sure, there's calculators and programs for you to figure things out, but knowing how to do it yourself, if you don't have that tool available to you, is crucial. That goes the same with the basic education, K through 12, history, basic math, English, things like that. So just food for thought. Let me know what you think.